The general state of the issue following the Trump-Putin summit in Alaska is one of cautious, if not uncertain, progress. While both leaders described the meeting as productive, no immediate ceasefire or peace agreement was reached. The lack of a firm deal has left many, including some European allies and Ukrainian officials, concerned that the talks may have served to legitimize Putin on the world stage without securing tangible benefits for Ukraine. President Trump has said a future trilateral meeting with Ukrainian President Zelensky is the goal, and Zelensky has confirmed he will travel to Washington to discuss the situation. The conflict on the ground continues, and many observers are skeptical that a lasting peace is possible without Russia's willingness to make concessions, which it has shown little sign of doing. The current situation is a fragile diplomatic dance, with the next steps hinging on the proposed meetings and whether they can translate the positive words into concrete action. The reasons for the lack of a peace deal are deeply rooted in the conflicting and non-negotiable demands of both sides. Russia has been clear that it will not agree to a ceasefire or peace deal unless its root causes for the invasion are addressed. This includes Ukraine's neutrality and a recognition of Russia's territorial gains, which have been enshrined in the Russian constitution. On the other hand, Ukraine's constitution and its national resolve are diametrically opposed to these demands. Kyiv has repeatedly stated that any deal must respect its full sovereignty and territorial integrity, and it will not cede any territory. The Ukrainian public overwhelmingly supports this position. The historical experience of past agreements with Russia, such as the Minsk Accords, has also created a deep-seated distrust, making Ukraine wary of any deal that does not include robust security guarantees and a full Russian withdrawal. These irreconcilable positions make it extremely difficult to find a middle ground for a lasting peace. The immediate consequence of the inconclusive summit is that the war in Ukraine continues unabated. Without a formal ceasefire, there is no halt to hostilities, and both sides will continue to press their military objectives on the battlefield. This also means that the humanitarian crisis and the immense suffering of the Ukrainian people will persist. A further consequence is the potential for a fracturing of the international coalition supporting Ukraine. While European allies are relieved that Trump did not make a dirty deal, they are concerned by his perceived lack of a firm, unified front. The absence of new sanctions and Trump's willingness to normalize relations with Putin could be seen as rewarding Russia for its aggression, which risks undermining the unified Western stance. This could also place increased pressure on Zelensky to consider concessions, as he might fear a reduction in U.S. support. Finally, it validates Russia's approach, demonstrating to Putin that he can continue his war of attrition without facing additional significant consequences. Potential solutions to the conflict are complex and multifaceted, but several key diplomatic approaches are currently being explored. A primary solution is a trilateral negotiation involving the US, Ukraine, and Russia, a format supported by Zelensky himself. This would ensure Ukraine's direct involvement and prevent a settlement from being imposed from the outside. Trump has indicated this as the next step. Another solution gaining traction is a peace agreement that includes robust, internationally backed security guarantees for Ukraine. This would address Kyiv's long-term vulnerability and provide a framework for future stability without necessarily requiring NATO membership. Crucially, any viable solution must uphold the principle of Ukraine's territorial integrity and sovereignty, rejecting any changes to borders by force. While a ceasefire is a necessary first step, a durable resolution requires a comprehensive plan for a lasting peace, not just a temporary halt to hostilities, a point Trump has also emphasized.